to continue, Israel was awarded to the Jewish people because of their treatment during World War II. Germany had been punished, for its aggression, and also for some war crimes. And at that time, there was a lot of passion on this, and the Israelis were given a section. You can look it up online, what that 1948 designated Israel was, because now it's bigger. So why is it bigger? What happened? Well, promptly after Israel was designated its homeland, state of Israel, it was attacked by all of its Arab-speaking neighbors, its Muslim neighbors. And so, attacked by Egypt, by Jordan, by Syria, by Lebanon, attacked on all sides, really. And Israel did fight back, and then there was a Six-Day War years later where Israel took pieces also of these states. So really there's some disputed territories right now. Of note is the West Bank, which did belong to Jordan. Jordan hasn't tried to take it back yet. The big issue is the Palestinians, which live in that zone of the West Bank of the Jordan River, which did belong to Jordan, and now Israel has had taken and seized. There are Palestinian neighborhoods there, and the big dispute is there's been so much back and forth over time over should there be two states, should the Palestinians have their own state. Israel doesn't seem willing to agree to that, and there has been building in that area too. There's a big wall, and there's also, it's all interspersed. Israeli people and families living on both sides of the walls that separate the West Bank, and so it's like a militarized zone. Also bombs get lobbed back and forth. So that's a big issue which stops the resolution of the problem of Israel having a state that has issues with other countries where it has seized, and there's actually people of other nations living within the Israeli borders. So Palestinians living there, that's crucial. There's also this whole area, the Sinai Peninsula, was seized from Egypt. Now, Israel has since given that back to Egypt, yet there remains the Gaza Strip. Now, the Gaza Strip has been a hotbed of issues. Also, there's a lot of fighting between the people that live in the Gaza Strip and the Muslim people that live there and the Israelis. There's also Golan Heights, which is a piece to the north of Syria. There's also issues with Lebanon, with Hezbollah, an Iranian group that is known as a terror group in the headlines, that had lobbed bombs over at Israel, and Israel lobs bombs back, and so Beirut has been destroyed over and over. There's also been civil war. So Lebanon, there's been many problems with Lebanon. Also, Syrians have had issues too. As we know, there's this really big political problem with the minority. I believe it's a Shia minority rule of Alawites that have been in power, and then the majority, there's trying to seize the power, and there's rebels, there's rebellion. ISIS has creeped in, and of course ISIS is a global terror group. It doesn't claim any religious, affiliation really, or no religious sect such as Wahhabi or Shia, Sunni. It just is state of Islam, and so really it's trying to grab territory, which is very different from Taliban in Afghanistan, which is a neighborhood-based group and just wants to impose Sharia law, it does want to impose Sharia law and does in Afghanistan. So there's issues in Syria right now, and also ISIS has tried to seize other places too, pushed up against Turkey and Iraq and other places too. And there's also many, many refugees. There's a huge flood of refugees now. Now Jordan has its share of refugees. It's at least half Palestinian refugees. And so Jordan has taken in so many refugees. And now, of course, refugees from ISIS and refugees from there's other things going on too. So there's really problems in Europe also with the flood of refugees now.